thank you very much, Chairman Grassley. It's an honor and a privilege to be with you. And Senator Whitehouse, it's always a pleasure to be with you. And I have a real distinct honor today. And we say that every time we introduce someone from our home state. But a very unique citizen of our state, a very unique lady, a very unique member of the bar, and a very good friend of mine. She's been nominated by a president to go to the 11th Circuit of Appeals, Court of Appeals from the state of Georgia to the United States of America. And I want to tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Britt Grant. To tell you how far we go back, I hired her as an intern when I went to the House 20 years ago. In the last 20 years, her career has spiraled upward, and she's had many great accomplishments, going all the way, as I said, to the Georgia Supreme Court, to which she was reelected, I believe, last night. Is that right, Britt? We just had the primary elections, and our judicial elections are nonpartisan, but they're held on the primary. So she was reelected unanimously to the Georgia Supreme Court yesterday. She's a graduate of Wake Forest University. And although that's an Atlantic Coast Conference school that we don't pull for very much, all our kids pulling for the Georgia Bulldogs, and so we let her pass on that. She graduated with a Juris Doctorate degree from Stanford University, which is a great law school on the West Coast. She has a great family. Her husband was an employee of the CIA for 10 years, Justin, now works for IBM. She has 3 great children, Charles, Mary Elise, and Jack. Her parents, Debbie and Chuck, are here, and Chuck and I were talking. I went to school with Chuck and Debbie, or I went a little ahead of them. I'm older than they are. I went to high school years ago, so we've been close to the family for a long, long time. She's clerk for Judge Brett Kavanaugh of the United States Court of Appeals, and I believe Judge Kavanaugh is here. Is that correct? Judge Kavanaugh? Thank you. Shouldn't turn your back on a judge. I'm sorry I did that. I apologize for that. Britt has just served as Solicitor General of the state of Georgia and has been replaced by Sarah Warren, who is here today. I met Sarah in my office later today. Sarah? So we thank you for being here. We thank all the family for being here. We thank the kids especially for being here. And I'm proud with my colleague David to introduce Britt Grant to you. She previously served as Solicitor General, as I said, for 2 years, graduated from Stanford University. She's on the Board of Visitors at Emory University. She's part of President Trump's recommended team from which he will choose a Supreme Court, as we're told, a Supreme Court justice, as we are told. If an opening ever occurs, she's that kind of person. She's got that kind of record, and we're very proud of what she does. She was born in Atlanta, Fulton County, graduated from Westminster Schools in Georgia, where some of her children go to school now. She's a member of the American Law Institute and of the Joseph Henry Lumpkin American Court, the Georgia Bar, the U.S. Bar, and an outstanding jurist in the state of Georgia. It's a privilege for me to introduce to you to the committee and recommend her to you with my highest recommendation, Judge Britt Grant.